Greetings, everyone. This is Elizabeth. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I am. I decided, I did a video where I opened these, swatched them and everything. It was horrible. So I may or may not ever upload that video. But they are, let me tell you, they are gorgeous. These are the ones I won from Nancy Stamp's YouTube video, and I swatched them out. They come with a black and a white swatcher. Just, gorgeous. But I did, when I was playing around with them in my other video, I found that they worked best on top of other colors. They're not very good to use all by themselves on a white sheet of paper. Okay, they do show up a little bit better on black. These are part of that other video I did. But this video, we're gonna do something similar to those. And I started off with this is a 6x6 watercolor piece of paper, nothing spectacular. Okay, you squirt it down with some water. Then you take black, I used watercolor. You can pretty much use anything you want just to get it a blackness. It is wrinkled. I'm not worried about it because it's watercolor paper. It'll be easy to flatten later. Now, of course, you take your big brush. You're laying down the color, okay? It's going off the edges. I then took this paper and cleaned up those little puddles. And because the paper was dry, when I went in, it left it very much on top. Because this is another watercolor paper. It's very toothy. Okay, it has a lot of texture. So if you don't get the paper wet, it like sits on top of the bumps. Okay, all this wet area is straight from the mat. I did this one, cleaned it up. Then I did the blue one, okay, and there's still black sitting out here. Wasn't a big deal. Got the paper wet, ran some blue, then I took just a tip of black and I straight up and down made some marks. Okay, then went back in the blue over it, just kind of make a different kind of backgroundy. Now I've got blue and black. I sprayed it with water, mooshed it around, and went tap and twist, tap and twist. Again, the paper was dry, and I just picked up color, and because I smushed the two colors together, got more of this little smoky gray. Thought that was pretty cool. But this is for another project. You definitely want to clean your mess and save it for, I can add to that and do more stuff. These two are the ones I'm going to focus on. They're going to go on to these. These are a store-bought pack. Yeah, they don't match. I don't know why. I know one set my mom had and one set I bought a long time ago. I mean, never even really used them. Hence, I will not ever be buying them again. Now, I've got some Distress ink. This one is a Hickory Smoke. And what I'm going to do is mucky up this cover. Okay, because I don't want it looking fabulous. I need it looking, I think my ink is, no, it's just, this is not accepting it. I need you to accept my ink. Okay, so that's not going to work because there is a gloss on this paper. Okay, let's try something else. No panicking, no panicking. Stays on. You can come here, stays on. Wait, which one are you? Memento. Memento is for, yeah, we want stays on because stays on is not going to react to water. Let's we're going to get the stays on. Memento reacts with water. We want to use that for alcohol inks. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Blend that out on there. And I don't have to do the whole thing because I'm going to have the panel in front. But I don't want that blue being so blue. And I'm pinching the card closed pretty good. Okay. Use my dollar store brush. And I'll mark this one just for stays on because it's hard to get out. But that's okay because it was only $1. Okay, now at this point you could do the back just because you want it to match the front a little bit. And you do got to give a little more push than you would with your dye inks because, you know, it wants to dry and not move around. But it smells really good. Okay, I'm going to use this to hold it down because I don't want to put my fingers in it any more than I already do. Okay, so now I'm just going to make sure this is, just going to rub it on, make sure it's not going to come off. We don't want to send a card out. It's going to get people's fingers dirty. It's a little sticky. Okay. Oops. Rubbed a little too hard on that side. Okay, so that is transformed. Way better, right? I think so. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to do the same to this one and then clean up my mess. To clean this, I'm just going to grab some alcohol. I have diluted alcohol. It's super easy, okay? Ta-da! That's for your solvent ink cleanup. Water will not clean that up. I'll be right back. All right, so now I got a little crazy with this one, but it's all right. Fabulous back sides are not so bright, and they're gonna look a lot better with my paper now. Okay, so what I was thinking is to do some stencil work. Okay, I'm gonna focus in the center. I don't have to worry about the edges because I can chop down quite a bit. As you can see, this fits, you know, I can cut quite a bit off. So I picked out some stencils. This one is a Prima plaid folk art. And then these are my recollections ones. Now, when you pick stencils, it's kind of like clothes. It's always kind of like clothes, right? You want to pick patterns that are gonna complement each other, look good together. I wouldn't necessarily put these with dots, but then sometimes it does look good together. I wouldn't necessarily put something like this with this. These are more detailed, okay, and these are super basics. So I would put that with that, and maybe that with that, or actually, yeah, I would do that way because there's already dots in here, and so we can bring in more dots with that one. And this is an open kind of shape, so we could actually layer those and make fun little patterns. And then I picked stuff that would fit over the card. This one is bigger, it would hang off, but that would be really pretty. Or a corner piece. I haven't quite decided, but I'll get there when I get there, right? And like this piece here fits the whole length of the paper. So that one think I'm going to use that one for sure. So we're going to use that one. And then I had this one, but I think I'm going to use that one on this one. Yeah, we'll do that one on that one. Another day maybe. But I'm liking this. And I think because we have room, and the nice thing about stencils, you can just kind of lay them down and fill them in. And actually, I think that would be a cute corner right there. Okay, so we're gonna lay that down, and then we're gonna have, since this is a pretty tight design, I think I'm gonna use this. Yeah, okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our background colors in first, okay? Now, I am going, this is watercolor, but we're gonna switch it up because I love the colors of my inks. And that's the great thing. You can use whatever you want. I think I'm going to go with the dark blue, the dark purple, and do we want, that may not show up very well, but I think I'm going to throw in some spots of yellow. Okay, so then you just grab your ink blending brush. Now, this technique is not fancy. It's not meant to be woo, okay? You get your ink. You still do a tap or a swirl to get it moving on your brush, okay? And then you just come in as light or as dark as you want it. I'm thinking I want a dark little area up there. And then I'm gonna just kind of dust it across. You can lift and peek. Oh yeah, see? Wait till you see. Tap, swirly. I think I'm gonna get another dark spot right there. But I need it darker. Okay, I'll lift my hand and move it over. Like I said, I don't need it to be perfect. And then dust all over the place. And then we have our first layer of color. Now I'm going to set that aside. I'm not even going to dust my brush. I'm not even going to clean my mess because it's not going to really contaminate. It's not going to affect anything. Now I'm going to pick and choose. I have my darks and then I have my lights. My lights is where I'm going to go in with my dots. Okay. I'm going to go in right there, right there. And then on the back side here, I didn't have hardly anything there. Okay. And then I'm just going to dust over everything else. And there we have 2 layers of stencils. Ooh, I like it. Okay, so then we come in with this one. And we need it to go over the top of everything else. So I'm going to pick an area where it's still really light, where most of that flower is going to be seen right there. And I think that's where I'm going to go in with my Watercolor Metallics. And hope this works, because I haven't done this method yet. At this point, you could tape it down so it doesn't move. I'm going to be rebellious and not worry about it too much. I'm going to use a wet paintbrush, roll it around, tap it off a little bit on my rag over there, and then I'm going to come in with a little bit of that gold. And I'm going to pray that it's not too wet, and I'm just going to bring that in. and it might be too wet. I'm not too terribly worried about it because it's not going to be uber pretty. We just want enough definition to know what's going on. Get a little bit more water. Tap it off on my rag because I don't want it too wet. But I do need it wet enough to get the color moving. Oops. A little palette. Get back in there. And I'm trying to be gentle and not shove my brush under the stencil. Okay. And I might actually change up and do the leaves in a different color. This is a flower. And of course, this is going to be your most time-consuming part, is your detail painting in the stencil. Okay? But don't let it freak you out. And no, I'm going to stay with the same color because it's not really a traditional color for my flower. It's looking good. And of course, you can always go back where you missed. Okay, should we see? No, I missed this one. Get this one too. Not quite what I had in mind. So I got a little too wet there. It didn't show up as much as I'd hoped there. But I'm not stressing because this is what's going to happen. I'm going to dry this off with the blow dryer. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's all nice and dry. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right over it with another color. I think I'll pull in that yellow I was thinking about. So, I'm going to... I should have wiped off my stencil first. I think that'll be all right. I don't know. I'll let you know. We should have cleaned it first. So I'm going to line this back up the best I can. At this point it doesn't matter because remember I have all those leaky areas. But we do kind of want it in the similar area, just like that. I'm gonna clean my brush this time because I don't want the purple in my yellow. Okay, put that over there. Okay, here we go. We're gonna see how this works. If we can target some of those areas. Nope, not dark enough. It's all right. On the plus side, I can still see the gold through it. Let's just get a darker color. Let's go with this. No, let's go with Triple Berry. And that, I don't mind if I rub it into that purple. And yes, I did just put that right over that yellow because I don't care at this point. I've made a muckery of it and we're trying to save it. I definitely like it through the stencil. Hopefully when I peel it back, it's going to look cool. Because you can still see the metallic in there. I was kind of shocked. I thought it would actually cover it up, and then I was going to try to go over it without the stencil. Just hit some highlight areas. And I am like caking on the color because I really need it to stand out. I really like that now. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. So, FYI, you can watercolor, make a mess with it, and then go over it again with another color. And it just, gosh, I hope you guys can see that. It totally changes that. But then there's more clarity in the color. And it looks like we just went back over and just hit it with some gold spots. Ooh, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, now this is a lot of ink. I crammed on a lot of ink. So what I'm going to do is somewhere, nope, those are already cut. Yep, here they are. I have, when I cut my slimline cards, I always have extras. I saved the little tail pieces in a pile for this very reason. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to squirt that. Gosh, I hope that was water. Yes, it was. And then tap and twist to clean up. Oh, that's such a lovely color. See how much color you get in there? So save that. Now I'm going to get another one. Okay. I'm going to dry my area. Okay. Now I'm going to mist this off the table. Gave it a couple good mists. And then I'm going to place it, and hopefully I didn't get it too wet. Dry off the back a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to pick an area like so. So it's off both ends. And then as I clean, I'm pushing that color into the stencil. It won't be perfect. I'm not going for perfect. I just want this hint of something there, okay? This stencil is very delicate, those little bits, okay? And then we lift, tap that dry, and then this will be the start of another when I do the tap and smush sometimes you have enough that you actually fill that, and there's actually little bits of mica color left behind. Pretty, pretty. So that's another way to save some color off your stencils. Okay, so back to our thing. I'm going to finish up this card because that was easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, here we go with the chop chop. Now, if I'm not mistaken, these cards are such a wonky size. Yeah, this is like 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And what does that mean? That means I'm going to cut it like this. So I'm going to cut the bottom off of this. Maybe I'm going to turn it crooked. Okay. Now I'm going to straighten it up because I cut it crooked. I'm going to straighten that out. Take a little bit off this side. Okay, so now my paper is straight, so I can adjust how I want this. I'm going to take off quite a bit on this side and off that. So we're going to take off, and I'm using my guide. I'm getting the tip of my flower just on, there's a raised piece here. So that's going to be my visual cutoff for that. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to get it right up to that little area. It's actually not enough. Let's see how this side looks. Okay. I actually like the sides now. So I just need to snip off. I don't want to cut that off. Okay, I'm going to get as close as I can to that area. And then do the same on the bottom. That's better. And I could probably take just a hair more off of that. Just a hair. No. Okay, so this is super thick and I was super close to the edge, and so it kind of skipped a little piece. So what I did is I backed it up just a fraction of a fraction, and then did this to help scooch into the cut. So there we go. Yeah, look it. And then that would be one done card. Isn't that pretty? And you could put a sentiment here. I prefer a lot of the times to put my sentiment on the inside. So when you open it, it says something. But that's because I don't have a lot of sentiments. All right, so let's see what we can do with this one. This one is in black, and I was thinking, what was I thinking? See, we used those ones. I think I want to use this, but not with the honeycomb. I think I'm going to do the dots again because I love dots. And we're going to go with the same color scheme because it's out, right? Why not? And da-da-da-da. Oops. Oh yeah, look at that. And these are super easy to line back up. I of course moved it. So no biggie, because I'm not actually going to connect those ones. Okay. And then we're going to do blue polka dots over the top of that. Again, not caring to clean it up. Just pick some areas that were a little bit lighter. even though I'm chopping this paper down after I'm done here, I am filling it up. That way there, if one area looks better than the rest, that's what I'm going to go for. Nope, that didn't go over enough. I do want some dots in there. There we go. Okay. And then, you know, I think I want some of that in there. Where's my triple berry? Oh yeah, I like that. But I think I need just a touch more right in this spot. Yeah, okay, so those are my stencils for that. And then we used that stencil, and we were thinking about using this stencil, which, yeah, ooh, which one do we want? I think this one. And we're gonna do, in the reverse this time, we're gonna do, I think we're gonna do this color, right? Why not? All of the Simon collection, all the colors look so good together. Ooh, I know what I can do. Watch this. Okay, so we're gonna take this and mull it right in there. Now I'm gonna pinch this and go right across the bottom. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with some red bee sting. I'm gonna go right in through the top. Right over the top, and right into the rest of it, just to blend it together. Ready for that one? Bam! Yeah. And there you have a two-tone. Ooh, I like that. Like it, like it, like it. Now, since we made boo-boo the last time, I'm going to come in with these beautiful colors. And I think I'm going to clean my brush first. And let's go in with an actual water brush. Let's try that. Okay. Get some water on there, and let's try, I think we'll bring out the blues. I don't know what this is going to look like. And here's the nice thing. If you're not sure what it's going to look like, oh, that's going to be pretty. You can do a little sample in the area you're going to cut out. Yeah, that's not enough for me. Ooh, I like the darker one, I think. No, I think I like this lighter one, okay? So I'm going to come right in here. And now I'm going to pick areas. And I'm just going to set my brush down and pull. Okay, set my brush down and pull. Let the brush fill in the area. Okay. Set the brush down and pull. And this is a watercolor paper, so the extra water is not going to hurt it. If you don't like harsh lines, you can just go right back over the top of them a couple of times and straighten them out. I'm digging these metallics. I could go over everything with this. It's so pretty. Definitely a different look than the last one. You can still see the color underneath and everything. It's gorgeous. See that? Oh. Yeah. Okay. So, is it drying? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay. So, we're going to trim this one down and hope we don't mess it up. So, I don't want to... Ooh, you know what? Ooh, I just had an idea. So I'm going to get this snipped up right to the edge. Okay. Right to the edge. Okay. That is good. And then we're going to go right up to there. So what I'm going to do, let's grab some scissors and I'm gonna cut around this side. I'm just gonna give it a good fussy cutting with, you know, nothing extravagant, just give it some room. Just like that, okay? And then you can decide, here's how the card opens this way. You can do it this way and then trim it down this way. You can do it this way. I think I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go right to there and then I'm going to snip it right there. And then I'm going to line that cut line up with that. Trim down. Throw it on the floor. All right. And there we have that one. How fun is that? You could, of course, trim right in here as well and just have that piece. But I like that, and I think what I'm going to do is just round the corners, just because the other side is rounded. Nothing fancy. If you have corner rounders, you could try that, but this paper is kind of thick. Yeah, and then we use our sticky tape. Now this is pretty heavy cardstock, so we want it to stay put. So I'm going to add a little extra tape. And then grab our other one, same thing. If we can find the end. A little bit of tape. Okay. And voila. Well, I said voila. I didn't say peel up. Okay. And we're going to see, that one opens that way, so I want this flower this way. And see, even though we started with a fairly ugly base, because, you know, those that blue and black was not the prettiest color combo, there's hardly any of it showing now. Just little marks. And there's our first card, all ready to go. And this is all nice and dry now. And, so much better than that hideous blue, that store-bought blue. That goes with nothing. So if you have colored stays on, you know, you can go over your colored ones with matching colors just to deepen them. Okay, so my card opens that way, and I want this. Now this has a straight top and a straight bottom and a straight side. So this side here. Okay, so we kind of want those lined up. So don't look at that side. Just this, that, and the tippity top, which I got a little bit crooked because I was pointing. And there's those two. And there's some cards using some stencils and some watercolor metallics by Arteza. And I'm telling you, that turned out really good. I wish you could see it because there's a lot of shimmer here, but in the petals and stuff, there is a ton of shimmer. It's just not as bright as these little hot spots are. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I hope you found something fun you would like to try. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.